Order! Order!
Go on, Boris. No lot of feet to
The ayes to the right, 322. The noes to the left, 306.
Thank you. The ayes to the right, 322. The noes to the left, 306. So the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Unlock. Order.
Alas, the opportunity to have a meaningful vote has effectively been passed up because the meaningful vote has been voided of meaning. To anticipate the questions that are coming from the benches opposite, I will not negotiate a delay with the EU. And neither does the law compel me to do so. I will tell our friends and colleagues in the EU exactly what I have told everyone in the last 88 days that I've served as Prime Minister, that further delay would be bad for this country, bad for our European Union, and bad for democracy. So next week, the government will introduce the legislation needed for us to leave the EU with our new deal on October the 31st.
I welcome today's vote. It's an emphatic decision by this House that has declined to back the Prime Minister's deal today and clearly voted to stop a no-deal crash-out from the European Union. The Prime Minister must now comply with the law. He can no longer use the threat of a no-deal crash-out to blackmail members to support his sellout deal. It will not be blackmailed by a Prime Minister who is apparently prepared once again to defy a law passed by this Parliament. I invite him to think very carefully about the remarks he just made about refusing, apparently, to apply for the extension which the EU No. 2 Act requires him to do.
Point of order, Mr. Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the light of today's decision, I should like to inform the House that Monday's business will now be a debate on a motion relating to Section 13(1)(b) of the European Union Withdrawal Act 2018, and I shall make a further business statement on Monday.
It's very clear to me that the government would have known that today's vote could only have had two outcomes. Either it was going to succeed or fail, and thus there was no reason to not be transparent about what its intentions might be on the following sitting day, that it would have to then proceed according to the outcome of the debate today. And this has got to stop. This House cannot do its job if we have plans and debates sprung on us at the last minute.
I just want the House to know that I have been blindsided on this matter, as others have been, and I would that it had not been so. I express myself, I hope, in quite an understated fashion. I would that it had not been so, and rather than pronounce with sound and fury now, which I don't think would be the right thing to do, I will reflect on the matter, absorbing what colleagues are saying, consulting others for their advice, and reporting to the House on Monday.
The Prime Minister has failed to secure an approval of the withdrawal agreement today in terms of the Benn Act, and that means that under the law of this land he should be retreating to number 10 to pen a letter to the European Union in terms of the Act and in terms of the undertakings, as so described by the Secretary of State for exiting the European Union, the undertakings that he gave to the Scottish Court. Fortunately, Mr. Speaker, we're back in court on Monday morning, and it will be possible then to secure the court's assistance if the Prime Minister has flouted the law and the promises he gave to the court. But, Mr. Speaker, can I ask this? Should Scotland's Supreme Court mandate you to sign the letter required by the Act on behalf of this Parliament, will you do so? Thank you.
The short answer to the honourable and learned lady is that if I were instructed by this House, I would do as instructed, and if I were directed or instructed by a court, I would do as directed.